Hello, everyone, and welcome to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, and Justice for All. I picked this up on an emulator, and I'm gonna try to get it to run without, murdering sound and everything. Hope I've gotten it to the best I can, but can never be sure. So let's just get right into it. If I need to, I can change the bit rate, maybe save on some. It's not a fucking, Yeah, let's just change it real quick from that to like 1500. Or 15,000, my bad. Because it's not like it's not like Arma or anything where it needs to be extremely done up, but let's do this. I can't hear sound. Give me a second. Would probably help if I could. There we go. Sound. September 8th, 11:43 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Now, I've already done the intro to this trial, and all that happened was we proved the innocence of the defendant. Now we just have to do another witness. That was basically like the tutorial area, so I kind of just skipped it. For your viewing entertainment. Don't know how I want to do this. Just turn this down a little. Like, I could do it like, where you all can read it, or I could do it in voices. I think I'll do this one where you all can read it. Yeah, me too. Terrible, Phoenix. Yeah, we're just gonna whack Phoenix across the head, and maybe he'll be better at what he does. Again. Yeah, Phoenix has amnesia, by the way. That'll come in handy later. Oh, man. Oh, yes. It will. Oh yes. It's Maya. Oh no. Audio had a little shit for there. Let me just... Oof. Yeah, I think I might do the kind of... It'd be more entertaining if I did. So we'll do the kind of Nico, like, voices thing. I imagine Bird is, Maggie Bird is, like, a complete nerd, right? She's like, Maya, actually, Mr. Wright is... Mr. Wright, recess is now over. Please bring the defendant into the courtroom immediately. And Maya's like, oh, I guess you have to get going, but we can talk about it later, Nick. Wish us luck. I do guess I have all the pieces now, more or less. So we'll just go into it. All that's left now is to put it all together. I'm not gonna lose this. I can't. Come on, Nick. We'd better get a move on. Yes. Alright. September 8th, 11:54 a.m. District Court Room number 2. Jury. The court will now reconvene. Please call your next witness to the stand, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. But before I do, if I may say a few words. What is it, Mr. Payne? It's about the next witness. He has a tendency to say things that, rub people the wrong way, you see. So I asked that the court might be a little lenient on... There's no need to give a preface. Just hurry up and call your witness, please. Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution calls its next witness a drifter who's taking a walk in the park on the day of the murder. Oh, this guy's a chaff cunt. Please state your name for the court witness. Before I do, I'd like to clarify a little something. Oh, alright, go ahead. Just now, you introduced me, my wonderful self, to the court, correct? Perhaps as a drifter who was taking a walk? Did I? But I will not stand for that. No, you've tinted the court's eyes and colored me wrongly. Sure. I suppose... He's just gibbering on now. Yes, I understand. I'm very sorry. I'll be more careful from now on. What is he? A human chatterbox? Why'd she go full fucking Bronx there? What is he? A human chatterbox? Do I have to question him? Fashion, cars, women, glasses, and of course, university. First rates only need apply. Glasses? You're not wearing glasses. That's important, actually. That's enough. Your name, witness. Oh, is that how you want to play this? Using your power and influence to keep the young people down? I see how you work now. You old people and your dirty tricks. You thought you had me, but you thought wrong. I'm sorry, it won't happen again. Oh man. I forgive you, alright, I suppose. I can tell you my name. I am Richard Wellington, the drifting virtuoso with a PhD in drifting, as it were. If you wanted to, you could call me a university student transit. Mr. Wellington. I've changed his voice now. On the day of the murder, you were talking about her strolling through the park, correct? It would appear that you are correct. Attached to that word, if you must, then by all means, but I remind you that I'm no way a prepubescent boy out on a walk with a mummy. If you must know, I am... Anyway, he's like Squidward, yeah. Please testify to the court what you saw the day during your walk through the park. See, you said it again. Taking a walk, you... What do you think? What you witness will do, Mr. Wellington? Alright. I'm not gonna read this because fucking... Read it again. Oh, I can. I won't read the cross-examination. I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. I don't remember all the time that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. All of a sudden, a police officer falls right from above me, right in front of my eyes. Without a thought, I looked up and I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Of course, I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant there. The only other thing I saw was a banana that fell with the police officer. The banana? That is certainly a decisive testimony. Decisive, Nick? Did you hear what he just said? Yeah. That's all you have to say? How could you be so calm? It's strange. My mind is very calm and clear. Maybe it's because I believe in my client. You mean Maggie? Yes. If she really is innocent, then that can only mean one thing. That guy is lying. If I find out the truth, no matter how well you craft your lies. Alright, cool. Get some wicked music here. As you can see, I buggered something up in the top left there. Or top right. How did you know what time it was? I see you're not wearing a watch, so... Well... Is that the best you can do? Do you think you can discredit me like that? You're just a third-rate, biased fool. I guess I can't expect real smarts from you. His arrogance is really intolerable. So what should I do now? I'm gonna press harder. Answer the question! How did you know what time it was? Tisk, tisk. I can't believe I have to deal with a worm like you. You're just a shallow man who can only slam on desks and point at people for fun. I guess I don't have a choice. Then I'll try to explain it so that even a third-rate simpleton like you can understand. There was a little thing they call a clock at the park. Did you get that? Do you know what a clock is? It's the thing that tells you time. And as you can see, Mr. Wright, it's even in this picture of the crime scene. Oh, he's just gonna go into gibberish again. Preach the gospel, Phoenix. In any case. I want to look at something. What is his name? Richard Wellington? Richard's another name for Dick. Dick Wellington? Dick Wellington? Dick Wellington? Got Winston Payne. Now, how did you know he was a police officer? Oh, poor Maya. Oh, you're finished? I'd like to continue if that's alright with you. Please, don't confuse your pitiful train wreck of a life with yourself with mine. What you call a famous brand name product. Well, you are only a cheap imitation. There's no way someone as magnificent as myself could ever make a mistake. There's like a bunch of bananas. Now, what would a bunch of bananas be doing there? And why would I know such a thing? I'm only telling you what I saw. Which means if we can somehow show he's lying, yeah, that's exactly what we need to do. Is everything okay, Nick? Alright. Objection? Mr. Wellington? I believe I have the bananas you saw right here! Don't think you can use this as a way to pull more information out of me. And that's where you'd be wrong. Huh? What? A baseball glove? Doesn't it look delicious? Care for a bite? Phoenix is such a cunt. That's not... No! Your Honor, I think this proves only one important fact. The witness has bad eyesight. You're one of those people. Yes, you know what I mean. Like, what is it, big gallows? This is gonna go off on him. Yeah, I don't know how I'd want to do this. Oof. Alright. The girl on the upper path ran away just as soon as I realized I was there. After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. It must have been 6:45 when I made the call. They must have a lot of free time on their hands, since they showed up within 10 minutes. Now, we need to cross-reference that with the, autopsy. Alright. Yeah, I want to look at the court record. So we go in the autopsy report. Time of death at 6:28 p.m. Objection! According to this, the murder occurred at 6:28 p.m. Oh. Telephone, I mean... I was searching for a phone booth. A phone booth? You mean you don't have a cell phone? You and your questions, as if you're trying to open all the layers of a Matryoshka doll. You must think you're really something special. Witness! I lost my cell phone. There, are you happy? You lost it? Unbelievable. You lose your glasses and your cell phone. You must be very scatterbrained when it comes to your belongings. What? Are you saying that first-rate people aren't allowed to lose things? Enough. Oh man, oh man. Wait, hold on a second. He lost his cell phone? Oh yeah. Your Honor, the witness testimony does not make any sense. I do not believe that there was ever a need for the witness to search for a phone. Of course. Yeah. Oh, there's nothing wrong with the picture. But if you don't understand my logic after looking at it, something's wrong with you! No! It's a phone booth! That is correct. All the defendant had to do was walk 3 steps. Mr. Wellington, why did you not use the phone that was right in front of you? Order! Order! What does the reporting the crime, little late proof? For you? The witness can't explain what he was doing in those 15 minutes. That is a reason enough to throw suspicion on his testimony. Yes, this is very true. What do you have to say for yourself, witness? I bet this phone really is his, Nick. He must have killed Dustin and get his phone back. But Maggie said that she was going to return it to him, so there was no reason for him to kill for it. On top of that, still have the phone she found anyway. Yeah, we're just gonna present the phone. Oh no, the glasses. He was looking. Oh, the music stopped. Mr. Wellington. What? Don't do that. You almost made me have a heart attack. These are your glasses, aren't they? Where did you find... Yeah! I believe the court all heard what you just confessed to. That these glasses are in fact yours. I'll tell you where they were found, Mr. Wellington. These glasses were found under the victim's body. Under the victim's body? Order! Order! Now, wait a second, hold on. I didn't confess or confirm anything. Your Honor, I think the answer is quite clear here. As he fell, Dustin Prince grabbed the culprit's glasses. The culprit knew that he had to find his glasses and search for them frantically. What he didn't realize is that they were under the victim's body. And that's why it took him 15 minutes to make the call. Like he's just standing there all nonchalant. Mr. Wright, are you indicting the witness as the real murderer? Of course, that is precisely what I'm doing. Oh! I know I'm right. He is the real murderer. Did you figure it out, Nick? More or less. I kind of imagine Phoenix Wright as kind of like Snake. Like David Hayter, but not as grumpy. Turns out the cell phone was the key to the case after all. Anyway, now is our chance to deep six this guy. I'll sink him with one shot. Yeah! This is so exciting, watching you work again. Somehow, my old self is coming back to me. It's time to sink or swim. Everything rests on the edge of a knife. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Order! Order! Your Honor, the defense is making a mockery of this court. Without any solid ground to stand on, he accuses the witness of being the murderer. Yeah, that's correct. I'm no criminal. It's this third-rate fraud of a lawyer. In that case, why don't we look at it from a different perspective? Let's hear your explanation as why you're not the murderer. Why, that's easy. For example, there's the name the victim wrote. What about that? Oh, you mean the name Maggie? Yeah, even an idiot could read like that, right? But we already know this was not written by the victim himself. After all, the defendant's name is Maggie, with an EY, and the victim was left-handed. So basically, you're saying that in order to make the defendant look guilty, the riddle criminal used the victim's right hand to write her name on the ground. But wouldn't that mean that the riddle criminal was somebody the defendant knew? Otherwise, how else would the person know her name was Maggie? This is a good point. The witness didn't even know of Miss Bird before the trial. I forgot. Was there any way this could... There was a way, yes. Prove the witness had a chance to learn. The defendant's name was Maggie. Now, will the defense please present its case? How could the witness have known the defendant's name? Mr. Wellington, you didn't happen to have your cell phone on you the day of the murder, correct? So what if I didn't? When you realized that you had lost it, what did you do? What did I do? Didn't you try to find it by calling it? Why you... How dare you? Your Honor, these questions have nothing to do with... Overruled. Mr. Wright, where are you going with this line of questioning? Do you think there is some relation between this witness's cell phone and the murder? I do, Your Honor. On the day of the murder, Maggie Bird picked up a lost phone in the park, and she also received a cell phone call from the owner of the phone. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I'll give it back. I'll be right over there. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggie. That was when you learned that her name was Maggie. Oh, fuck. But you made one fatal mistake. Fatal mistake? My client's name is Maggie with an E-Y, but the name written on the ground was Maggie with an I-E. This is a mistake that could only occur if all you knew was how the name sounded. Yeah! Order! Order! But, Your Honor, the witness has no motive. And your point is? Hang on. Alright. It's very simple, Your Honor. A person usually would not kill someone without a reason. Mr. Wellington had no reason to kill anyone. That is absolutely correct. I didn't have a motive. Mr. Wright? Your Honor. Can you explain what motive this witness could have had? It's very simple, Your Honor. What? Are you sure, Nick? If I said I can't offer an explanation, then the trial's over, right? Yeah, but... Now then, please present to the court proof that the witness had motive. That would be the names list. Mr. Wellington's motive is right here. What is this? A list? These phone numbers are pulled from the memory of the phone the defendant found. And we have determined that the names on this list are members of a certain group. You looked up all the numbers? Of course. This list of all the phone numbers was stored in the cell phone's memory. The names and the numbers belong to people who... a certain con artist group. What? Con artists? Can you explain why these numbers were on your phone, Mr. Wellington? This is an outrage, an invasion of privacy. Looking up the phone numbers on a person's phone is a worse crime than murder. You're only one of those... I don't care, Mr. Wellington. All I want for you is to tell me what this list is about. Do you think any of us is a refined man like me? Your Honor, this is a judge badgering of the witness. Objection overruled. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? Why would the witness have a group of numbers to the con artist? Isn't that obvious? The witness is a member of that group. Mr. Wellington is a member of this very group. No! All of your friends' phone numbers are still stored right here. Tearing her up some food. Yeah. Yeah. Father came in to show me a cat. Check something real quick. Alright, we're good for a little bit. All of your friends' phone numbers are stored right here. On this phone. If anybody were to look up into these phone numbers, it would be all over for you. And that's why you had to kill. No, this is too much! That does make quite a bit of sense. Well, Mr. Wellington, would you care to explain? I got it. I got you now. That police officer, Your Honor. What is it, Mr. Payne? Your Honor, this is just unjust badgering of the witness. You said the exact same thing only a few seconds ago. Please, let's think about the content of that phone call. I've already read this bit. Yeah, Mark came in and we've got a cat and it's super cute. The defendant had already promised that she would return the phone. After that, Mr. Wellington didn't do is get the phone back. Why then would he need to kill anyone? This is a valid point. What did this defense think about this point? If you think about it logically, then it makes sense. Then maybe we should be thinking outside the box. Yeah. If we think like that, let's see. Maybe that slime ball saw something at the crime scene that made him want to commit murder. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? Well, I don't think Mr. Wellington went to pick up his phone in a very friendly manner. But he was promised his phone back, so why would he go unfriendly to the defendant? I think he must have seen something that didn't agree with him when he got there. Well then, Mr. Wright, what was this something that he didn't agree with? What Mr. Wellington saw was the victim. The victim? You mean Dustin Prince? Dustin Prince had gone on his date right after his shift was over. With no time to change, he went to the park still wearing his police uniform. Oh. The girl that picked up my phone is with a policeman. He couldn't have known they were going out, so he began to worry. He was afraid that the policeman would ask a few questions before returning his phone. If I do anything suspicious, he might want to check on my phone. In his mind, it was possible that they had already run a check on his phone. And he went into a panic is what you're saying. Exactly. Officer Prince was murdered simply because he was in uniform. Mr. Payne, do you have any comments? I'm thinking. It seems that the truth has come out at last. The witness, Mr. Wellington, you are... Heh. Ha 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 ha. Impressive. Not bad for a person with a third-rate education. What's that supposed to mean? The evidence. The evidence. this guy is really out of it. All you've been waiting for talking about that suspicious cell phone, suspicious phone number, this suspicious contact with that. They're all on that phone. But who's to say the phone is really mine? Where's your proof, your evidence? You want proof that this phone is yours? I already told you earlier. The phone I lost, I've already found it. You don't even have to slightest idea who the phone belongs to. You can't be sure it isn't mine, you simpleton. What? It feels good to see you and squirm.
We do seem to have a problem on our hands with this phone. Whose phone is it? Without knowing, it's meaningless to the evidence.
Your Honor. This is bad. I can't let him turn the tables on me like this. This cell phone. There has to be something I overlooked. There's got to be. Maybe. I don't believe this. What are you talking about?
The witness is quite right. I'm going to reject your proposal.
Jerk us back to his arrogant, annoying self. Cell phone. There has to be something I've overlooked. It's gotta be. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wellington must have left some prints on this phone. Nick, don't you remember? When you got it from Maggie, you wiped it off. What? You said there was a sand all over it, so... Wiped it? I wiped it. Pretty thoroughly, too. It's so much fun watching the third-rate trash babble like morons amongst themselves. He's made a complete recovery. It must have glitched because all the numbers have magically disappeared. You've got to be joking. He erased all numbers I was going to use as evidence. Mr. Wellington. What's this? From the way you talk to me, it sounds like you still have some fight left in you. Where did you finally find your cell phone? Oh, you're too much. Of course you have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh my, now I remember. Good, I finally found it. What's wrong, Mr. Attorney? Why the harsh glare in your eyes? Nick, we've worked so hard to get this far, but if you don't come up with something quick, he's gonna get off scot-free. I know. I think this phone has to be his, but how am I supposed to prove something like that? Mr. Wright, if you cannot prove the owner of this phone yourself, your indictment has no bias and therefore no power. It looks like you've come with a penny short. Where? Where did I go wrong? Don't blame yourself. You're merely a third-rate lawyer. You only made one big mistake. Who are you? What are you? There's something you haven't figured out for yourself yet. Am I? No reason. A reservation of ultra-fancy restaurant on the upper side of town. Thank you for your assistance. You've had a stressful day, so please, bon appetit.
prove what, Mr. Wright?
Everything. Your Honor, the cross-examination has already ended. If he questions the witness with any more of his badgering...
You will not harass the witness. Is that clear, Mr. Wright?
Did you hear that?
No harassment allowed, Mr. Attorney.
Please, Your Honor.
Very well, but this is your last chance, Mr. Wright. You may present one piece of evidence to the court. If you cannot prove everything, it's over for you and your client. Do you fully understand?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sure you're all aware, Your Honor, but the cross-examination period has ended.
Were you paying attention, Mr. Payne? I said Mr. Wright could present only one more piece of evidence. Ow. Now then, Mr. Wright, this is your last chance.
It all comes down to this. It's go time. And the evidence is the business card. Present.
Why, thank you. How nice. Here, please have one of mine. Wait, what am I doing? This isn't the time to be exchanging business cards.
Your Honor, there's something very important about that card, and that's the back of the card. This card is important because of what's on the back. You wrote your cell phone number on the back, but that's exactly it. Can you please call this number from your cell phone? Huh? Right now? But court is still in session. It's okay. You'll see. Okay, if you say so. And the court will see everything for what it is.
Of all the idiotic, stupid things to do. Ah! What? Why is my phone? And what's this stupid sounding ringtone?
Mr. Wellington. How strange. I could almost swear that you're holding on to my phone.
You're... Ah! No, it can't.
By the way, I forgot. Forget? Thank you very much for that lump on my head this morning.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to explain it any further, except to say, when you went to retrieve your cell phone, you mistakenly took the wrong one.
So that's just what happened. You were knocked out by Mr. Wellington.
He is a man who lives on his pride and self-image alone, and in order to hide his involvement with the con artist group, he has become paranoid and lost all ability to make rational judgments. Then Mr. Wright, the phone you're holding on, it's Mr. Wellington's, naturally.
Speaking of that man, how is he, Mr. Payne?
He was arrested and taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Now then, the court finds the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird, not guilty.
Woo!
That is all. The court is adjourned.
September 8th, 2:16 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. I knew the real you would eventually shine through. I'm so moved by what you've done for me, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I feel really bad for what happened to Dustin. He didn't deserve
You didn't do anything to deserve this. It's probably because of me.
Huh?
All my life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Your whole life? It couldn't be that bad, could it? Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment.
How is she alive? Jesus.
I've been hit up by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've ever taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and never won or even tried a game of tic-tac-toe. My whole life has been nothing but a string of disasters. That is, pretty bad. Up until I went to college, I was known as the Goddess of Misfortune. And then at the academy, everybody called me Lady Luckless. Lady Luckless? What's worse is that my misfortune always seems to latch on to those around me. What do you mean? When I see somebody in trouble, I always try to help. And that's right, you were... that's right, you were talking about this earlier. It happened again recently too, sir. There was an old lady pacing back and forth by the pedestrian crosswalk. I gave her my hand and before I knew it, we were having dinner at my house. Oh. I'm sure that Dustin's gone because of me. That's not true. That glove didn't even have any sort of special meaning. It was just a present to say thanks for covering one of my night shifts.
Oh, I see.
Everything's all my fault. Dustin said your head being all messed up.
Oh, well, I don't think my head is that messed up yet.
I'm going to find a new life for myself starting now. The next time we meet, I'm sure I'll have found a whole ocean's worth of good luck by then.
Yeah, after all, the Goddess of Misfortune is only a name.
You bet, and I'm gonna make it, I promise. Next time we meet, I'll only be an unlucky person instead of a goddess.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
Well, Mr. Wright, Maya, I should get going. Okay, good luck to you. Thanks, and take care of yourselves too.
What a horrible day. I've gotten my memory back, but things are still a little fuzzy.
But you're okay, and that's what counts. You really had me worried. Come on, let's go back to the office.
I'm afraid to ask, but here it goes. So, this might be, sound a little bad, but, who are you?
What? I thought you said you would get your memory back!
In that moment, everything really did come back to me. Detective Gumshoe. He's someone I've had clashes with in the past during certain cases, but he's also a good ally during others. The judge. He's a lovable, kind old man who's easily swayed other people's opinions, but in the end, he always comes up with the right verdict. This person, I haven't got a clue. He seems to know me, but maybe he's mistaken me for someone else. And this girl, Maya.
You finally remembered!
This is Maya Fey, my assistant. That's right, I have so many unforgettable memories of her. For example,
Nick, what's wrong? You keep staring at me. Don't tell me you've missed me.
Well, yeah, I suppose I have. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages.
Oh? Well, I'm back now, so it's time for us to create new memories together.
Alright, sounds good.
Oh, fun memories. My phone were erased by Mr. Wellington. Guess I'll have to start over from the very beginning.
Come on, Nick. Let's go use our usual burger joint.
Okay.
Actually, it hasn't been 2 months since she came back to Noah. Yeah.
And that story began one rainy afternoon 2 months ago. Oh, my voice hurts now. Jesus. I'm doing the, hey, brand new episode. Woo! Yeah, that voice is tough to do. Alright. Save. Yes. Alright. I'm afraid that's all for today. I need to rest my voice and go back to doing other things and upload this. But, thanks if anybody actually made it to the end here. I hope the audio has been decent and the commentary has been fine. But that's all for now, and hopefully I'll do the next bit next time. And until then, goodbye.